Howdy, welcome back guys. All right, today is going to be the first day of rebuild, renovation, whatever, reconstruction, renewal, whatever you want to call it. This video this video series is gonna be kind of shot a lot out of sequence, and it's gonna be kind of all over the place because I do work a normal job, and you know, I got to take care of like a bunch of other stuff in my personal life, doggy stuff like that. So it's gonna just be when I can get it in, and I'm gonna be getting it in as much as possible. Got to make sure I can support this bottom section so I don't fall over, because this whole place is kind of pitched forward this way. So in case I tilt forward, I want to rather be safe than sorry, you know. Holy cow! Hopefully the whole thing doesn't come crashing down. That would suck. Remove some of this stuff. I'm trying to be kind of careful too, because I mean, this is jello-y right now, and you can tell it will flex up, but there's definitely a lot of spots that's delaminating. Woo! There it goes. All right. Yeah, this has been coming down for a while. Looks like they just used like regular construction adhesive, and I mean, it looks like they're kind of doing the right thing. Oh man, there's gonna be a lot of scraping and grinding, and it looks like they cleaned it up okay, and it's just like regular styrofoam, but oh my god, the bugs, man. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. All right folks, got everything torn down, removed everything. We're gonna scrap this. Some of this foam, they just literally just used regular foam to put back on. I'm just going to use some XPS foam and some good old 3M, either 42 or 5200, something like that, because that's going to be some really good stuff. It is pretty nasty up here, so I'm going to vacuum up in here. We're going to vacuum some of these bugs too. Like this is nasty. Get rid of these curtains here. It's not my style, I guess. I don't know. Let there be light. More flies. Woo! I mean, that would be cool, but I'm not going to use these windows. I mean, like I said, it's just a target, and then they're just going to rip out or explode. Now you should be cooking with some gas. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see. Let's try this. All right. Man, the trash is accumulating quick, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen. Not sure if you can see that, fellas, folks. So this is where some of the rot is coming from these windows. And also, someone had like drilled so many holes in the belly band, so it's like in that corner there's like multiple holes where there shouldn't be, and it needs to be like recaulked and resealed, or some like roofing screws or something needs to be put back in there. So we're gonna get to that on the outside too when we get to that point. But tons of bugs. We're gonna remove the second window stuff, and it's pretty dusty in here, guys. I think I'm gonna clean up some of this stuff and start vacuuming, because this dust is getting crazy. It's starting to make my allergies go bonkers. Oh, look at that. Wow. That wood, guys, is really soft, and it's wet. The belly band in the front needs to be redone. Look at that. There's like nothing holding the front together. And oh, by the way, yeah, there is no wood backing in the front. What the heck? That's crazy. Yeah, so we're gonna have to get some really good wood. So luckily, my spot where I'm repairing this is right next to a lumber store. So they've got some really cool exotic woods. I'll take you folks in there and we'll check it out. It's super cool. They got ebony, tiger wood, teak, mahogany. It's like a cabinetry place. So they got some really cool stuff. Purple heart, really cool stuff. Oh, I just realized, that's a Jensen Astro exit. Well, anyways, distracted. Anyway, I got a Rec Pro one that's bigger, and hopefully it'll, I mean, the more surface area on the roof, maybe won't weigh it down as much, but super big tangent. Anyways, for this wood, I'm going to probably use some sort of, we might use some sort of hardwood or oak or something, sealant on it. There's this copper naphthalate or something like that I was researching that I think would be really good. That's stuff that they use for like pressure treated boards for your base foundational boards when you're kind of framing or laying up a frame for a house. Yeah, we're gonna have to put in some new wood, some new hardware, because this hardware is cooked, fellas. We're gonna redo it with stainless steel hardware and actually put in like a wood support. I was able to get the whole area pretty clean. I had to take a break for lunch, getting a little dehydrated because it's actually a very warm, beautiful day today. So I took a break and tried to get some lunch, but now let's try to remove this window very gently. I had to get a scraper from Depot Lowe's home, so that will hopefully aid in removal. I can already see this thing is starting to separate. Yeah, this one's gonna be a pain. It's just I'm kind of in direct sunlight and I don't have a canopy to work over. I wish I had the canopy that the owner of this property has, but whatever. I'm grateful to be here, I guess. I'm grateful to have a place in general, because you guys might not know this, but I had to move this camper 3 times and it was agony, like every time. We got beetle tape we gotta scrape off here, if you guys can see, hopefully. Scrape away. This thing is kind of like a off-white and probably will be a lot better in the summer, because van lifers and car dwellers or truck house life people or people who live out of their vehicle or anything, I mean, you know, the albedo of that object that you're living in, if it's black, it's going to get hot. Heat is pretty much one of the biggest enemies, I would have to say, for car dwellers or nomads or whatever. I mean, in the winter, it's actually not too bad. You just get heat going, you know. Alrighty, folks, I am done for today. Taking a day off, and I was like, I'm gonna go to town on this thing, and we certainly did. I removed pretty much almost every one of the, so 4 of the front lights. I removed the window, and I was just going to town on scraping this thing. Yeah, I'm super dirty. I'm really tired. We're gonna have to catch you in the next segment. All right, guys, it's another day and I'm still demolitioning. So I'm continuing to demo this camper, and I'm still feeling pretty good and capable of, you know, doing and replacing everything. Right now I'm just kind of working in still the bunk bed area. My idea is to kind of work either from the front to the back, or from the back to the front, or from the center out, or from top down. I don't know, I'm kind of putting myself in a paralysis by analysis situation, unfortunately, so I'm just going to kind of keep going at it. So I've been trying to resource a lot of old growth woods and some really good quality woods. I'm thinking about replacing the strips in the front and also adding a strip in the front that was supposed to be there in the beginning, in the first place, with either like white oak now is what I'm starting to think, like old growth pine or some heart pine. I was given several planks, I'd say about 7 planks of what appears to be either old growth heart pine or Douglas fir from the Montana area. When I had bought this camper from the original owners, they had said that, you know, they owned a farm and like a restaurant bar thing, which is, I thought, really cool. And they had actually helped me load the camper, even though, you know, they said I have to load it myself, but they were really, really kind, gracious people and very, very generous people. So they helped me load it on a trailer that looked pretty sketch. And we had slid some true 2x4s, so dimensional 2x4s, and they're thick and they're strong. And it was in a very sketchy setup where the camper was primarily on the dimensional lumber, and it would kind of flex a bit, but it never broke all the way from Montana to the Midwest, which was, like I said, a 24 to 25 hour drive. Yeah, this new building material that I'm going to be putting in here with white oak is that the grain apparently is super tight, so, and it's really hard, but they take screws well, naturally rot resistant. It's used in like boat building, which is freaking awesome. And thinking about just putting it in the front around like the whole belly band backing material. A lot of this I'm noticing is like dry, splitting, it's plywood, there's knots in it, there's mold. It just looks like a bad design, so it might be overkill, and it's definitely like premium materials, but if I'm planning on living out of this thing and traveling in a lot of places, this thing has to be beefed up. So one of the things that I have noticed on this camper actually is on the passenger side, in the lofted bed space underneath like one of the rails, it looks like there was like some spray paint or something going on with the rail, or yeah, it wasn't even like really gel coat. There was just like some white spray paint, and it doesn't match well. It doesn't really look too good, in my opinion. Around like this bottom section, kind of where I'm sitting, and I am noticing like there's some Bondo, it looks like, right there. And then I can definitely tell that the foam that was used even behind here is just a lot of the same foam that I guess whoever had repaired this section of the camper had just reused styrofoam, which the regular styrofoam is what they used from the factory. I mean, it has an R value of 5. I don't know if XPS foam is actually going to be better or not. Maybe it is, I don't know, or if it actually will adhere at all. I really don't know. We're gonna keep whittling away, but I might have to go back and repair the old repair. I definitely want to sand all these repairs. I also noticed around the doorway where you enter, it's kind of the same thing. So I think I'm going to sand down all of the white spray paint and any sort of Bondo. And don't get me wrong, you can actually use Bondo in these projects for anything that's fiberglass or a boat or a skiff, from what I'm understanding and learning, because this is definitely my first time, so I don't know it all. From my understanding too, you should use like a fiberglass reinforced filler and then like a skim coat and actually use gel coat. Because gel coat doesn't seem that hard to do, but you know, famous last words. We'll probably get working on the fiberglass portion hopefully this weekend or today, and then we'll watch it just being like horrible. Like it's, I hope it's good. I hope that I can like mix it well and it just doesn't harden immediately, but you never know. Whoa! Oh no, not gum. White oak. This is so cool. Alrighty, we had gotten our white oak strips. Alrighty, so it's another day once again. A little slow going. I've been using 80 grit sandpaper, but it's been getting kind of gummed up, unfortunately. Got the Walter White looking going on. Look at these danglies, it's kind of annoying me. Yeah, it's another day. It's a little slow going. This is my first time I'm ever doing something like this too, so I'm very new. Couple things I noticed, which is crazy. The belly band, there's no butyl tape behind it. So we're gonna have to sneak some butyl tape in behind there. Hopefully I can get this done much quicker. I was using my orbital sander and some 80 grit sandpaper, and it's just taking forever. So I'm gonna switch to a angle grinder, and then with 40 grit sandpaper, I'm gonna try to feather this out a little bit, grind from the inside, and we're ready to lay some glass down. Yeah, that angle grinder did the trick. So now we have a big hole in the front of the camper. I personally think that the windows are just like target practice for rocks and stuff like that. We have a rock chip in one. So the way I'm going to close it is with a combination of CSM or chopped strand mat, which is fiberglass, and some 1708, which is also biaxial fiberglass. So it's just more heavy duty fiberglass. I'm actually already getting itchy, but it's pretty warm out because I've got fiberglass particles all over the place. But the way we're going to be closing this window, or how I would like to try, is with some parchment paper, some tape, scissors, and this cardboard box right here. I'm thinking about doing this is we're gonna cut a square of this cardboard here into the general shape of what we want to cover up, and then use the parchment paper as a backer. It has silicone on one side, so that should actually be a good barrier from the fiberglass just completely bonding to the cardboard and contaminating it and making it worse. This should be long enough, and I'm hoping that it should be wide enough as well. So now I just want to see if this will cover up the whole window, just like this. Cutting away at my cardboard backer. Oh, all right. So this is what we're gonna do. I would think it'd probably be smart to make up a teeny tiny batch of our vinyl ester laminating resin. Obviously mix that with our MEKP. I think it would be smart to do a tiny little test in each of these spots to see, is it gonna stick? So I'm gonna mix up a batch and see what the heck happens. It is definitely messy in here. So Mr. ChatGPT, whom I've named Darius, he is my boy. He is helping me with this. I'm gonna do this tiny little test patch with 10 grams of vinyl ester resin. I've already shaken this up a bit. Okay, what the heck is this freaking seal, man? Can't even get it off. There we go. So it's like 1/3 of an ounce or 10 grams. That's what I'm gonna shoot for. I have a scale here, a food scale, that'll give me grams. And also I have a measuring cup. All right, hopefully I don't over pour. I don't really know the mixing ratios, but it's about a 1 to 2%. That is 10 grams exactly. Sweet. I'm gonna go a little bit hot on this MEKP, 10.9 or 10.8 or something grams. So I'm gonna do 4 drops of this and mix it. Woo! Ooh, it's like a yellow color. I do have my respirator around here and I just put new filters in it, but we're in a pretty well ventilated area. I've got a whole hole in the front of this camper. All of the windows on the sides are open as well. So I got this massive 60-inch window also open, so looks pretty good. Just like a glob is a test to see how it reacts to just a giant glob, and then also like a nice spread out thing. And then I'm gonna do the blue tape. Alrighty, folks. It's been about less than an hour and I've got my test batches here. I do see the tape, it's tacky, and this is the parchment paper, and I already tested it by folding it and it came right off. So, and while I was waiting, I did do the other window. No, it actually needs to be 42 inches across, 18 inches this way. Pretty neat. Got all kinds of bubble busters, as you would call them. So this is like a big one to kind of pop any major ones, and then I guess this is to kind of get in some tiny little areas, and this is like for the corners or something. This is gonna be tricky. We're gonna pour about 12 ounces of resin, vinyl ester resin, because it's 42 by 18 inches roughly, that it's gonna take about like 36 ounces, which is pretty, that's a lot. And I just want to be on the safe side. I've never done this before. It said cut it in half, maybe make multiple batches and try it, whatever. I'm gonna do 12 ounces and see what that does. And like I said, this stuff is expensive. I've never done it before, and I have almost a feeling we're gonna have to get another. It's perfectly 12. And I know this camper is pitched that way, so it's probably pretty accurate. We're at 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna keep it like that. I don't know what that's about, but that might be good. We got to kind of move along here, unfortunately. Makes me so nervous. I hope I do this right. I gotta wet the area out first. I hope I didn't make this too hot. Yeah, this is like bubbling. Oh boy. Yeah, this is like straight up bubbling. And I'm using ChatGPT to kind of help me with all of the ratios and the mixing. It'd really suck if this was wrong. Oh man, and my parchment paper is kind of dripping down, but we'll see. I get moving. I gotta open up a window in here, man. It's freaking cooking. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go grab my mask super quick, my respirator, because this is pretty intense. I just don't want to get lightheaded and stuff, you know. That's a lot of fiberglass. I don't even know if it's gonna work. Oh God, please don't gel down. Oh my God, this is going everywhere. Maybe. Oh no, this is a mess. Oh God, I gotta stay calm. This is too big. This is big and stupid. This is too big, guys. Oh no, no. Yeah, this is just too big. All right, I don't know what to do. It's all over my hands too. This is bad. Really stupid. Really stupid. I want it in one continuous sheet, but I don't know if I can do that. This is bad. This is so bad. Can I still do it? Oh, this is so jacked up. Oh my God. Yeah, let's not panic though. Gotta quickly adapt to the circumstances. Oh, and it's gelled already. Yeah, I think I made this too hot, guys. Yeah, I think ChatGPT was wrong on this one. I think the ratio was a bit too hot. That looks like garbage. Too much. Oh, my hands are sticky. Too much resin, too fast. The sheet is too big for like the space that I'm using it. Yeah, this stuff literally turned into a jelly right away. It is like gelatin right now. I can literally pull it off in gelatin sheets, which is good because I want to reuse this pan, but yeah, our sheet is just already coming off. You know what? I'm going to take that off because I don't like it. We're restarting it because by God dang it, I'm going to have this laid up tonight. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to have to end it here for today's video. It seems like 3 ounces is the way to go. I'm just trying to be patient and not get frustrated, but it can be really tricky with this stuff. The parchment paper is kind of a fail. I'm sure I can optimize it a little bit, but painter's tape doesn't stick to it. I don't want to leave a lot of residue with like duct tape and stuff. You can notice my headlamp. I'm going to continue working on this through the night-ish, maybe, or just into the night, so I can kind of try to get it really dialed in. So when you see me in the next video and we come back to it, it's going to be good. What I'm going to decide to do instead, I'm going to wrap the piece of cardboard with packing tape, and then I'm going to tape it to the front of the camper, and that seemed to be a much nicer, firmer surface to mount it. That's going to conclude it, unfortunately, for today's video. Try not to get super frustrated. It's important to just be patient and persevere. And yeah, we will see you in the next one, guys.